Anthony Hartwig here with a Edgewood Volleyball Coach's Corner for the first time. We're with the Edgewood Warriors for the volleyball season, and Kyra Vencill takes the time to join us today from Edgewood. Kyra, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Thank you so much for having me.
You got it, and it's another Vencill. I mean, this family name keeps popping up every season in Edgewood. That's my first question for you. I mean, what's it like to carry on that Edgewood coaching legacy? You got, obviously a Vencill that coaches basketball and softball as well.
I'm very proud of it, honestly. I'm proud of not only the name, but I'm proud of the kids. I'm proud of my family, just in general. That I can't say enough about my family, just in general. The amount of people that step up in the Edgewood program is astounding. But to be a part of the Vencill family and the kids, I mean, there's so many Vencill kids coming through. I'm going to be honest with you, I can't even keep track of them myself. So, but I'm very proud of my name.
Where's this Vencill coaching bug come from? Is there someone like deep in the past of the Vencill family that started coaching that got all you guys into it? What's it come from?
Actually, we're all just athletes. So, obviously I wasn't a Vencill. I was married into the Vencill family, but even back when I was in high school, I'm a former Cold Grove. I went to Harbor, but even back when I was in high school myself, my husband and I, we traveled, we played co-ed softball together. Randy, we played in co-ed softball together. Christy, his wife, we played together in some co-ed leagues. So we've just all been playing since we were kids and, just translated over into playing and coaching our kids. And we've been doing that since they were young. To speak to that, I had McKenna Vencill. So let's just get right into that.
Mhm.
McKenna Vencill is now playing for me in her senior year. I've had her since she was 5 years old. So going through that, I took McKenna when she was 5 years old, taking her through JOs and, going to Randy and Christy and taking their little daughter with me on trips with my son, because I coached Noah at the time too. And then obviously my daughter Faith. I was even taking Zach with me to GAO travels back in the day. And now, obviously twinfold, 10, 15 years later, I've got now McKenna as a senior. So it's nice to see that I've had her at the beginning of her season and her career, and now I get her at the end. But again, going back to it, we've just all played together, and it's translated into coaching our kids and now into high school. So we've just all played together since, back since I can remember. I really don't know a time where I haven't played with these guys.
It doesn't exist. Let's talk about this Edgewood volleyball team. Obviously, it's YSN's kind of first chance to see it. We signed Edgewood towards the end of the fall season last year. We're so proud to have Edgewood and the rest of the Ashtabula County schools on board with us. Let's meet the team a little bit. Some of the returning starters that are going to be a big part of this team, and then also some new faces that Edgewood fans should be familiar with.
So obviously, I just talked about McKenna. So McKenna's going to be a big force for us. She's our libero. She is our defensive specialist. McKenna's the person that sees the floor. She's our captain. She's going to be our voice of reason. She's also going to be just the overall leader. There's very little of that court that girl can't cover. So McKenna's going to be a name that you're going to hear throughout this year, and certainly somebody in the county that everybody's going to know. So when you come and watch Edgewood, you're gonna immediately know who McKenna is. Another one, and obviously McKenna's a starter for us and returning letter winner. We also have McKenna Rhodes. She played Oppo for Edgewood last year. She's now going to be filling in some of the shoes. We lost 5 seniors last year. She's going to be playing outside for us. She's a force to be reckoned with. She's also somebody you're not going to miss out there on the floor. She's very very vocal. She's very loud. You're going to know who McKenna Rhodes is just by watching. She's a force to be reckoned with. She's dominant. I'm looking for big things from her this year, and we're not going to miss much in her filling in those shoes. We also have junior Gianna Iannetta. She's my setter. She's a returning letter winner. I'm extremely proud of where she's at this point in the season. We changed our offense. We've changed our defense. We've really put a lot of pressure on her and her hands and what we're expecting from her this year, and she stepped into that role immediately and with little trouble. She's done a really good job for us, and I'm extremely proud of her. We also have junior Leah Guyton. She's a returning letter winner. She's one of our middles. She jumps out of the gym. I'm looking for big things from her. One of the goals she has is really from a blocking aspect, but she's also one of our bigger hitters. So I'm looking for big things from her. She's a gymnast. She's extremely talented. So I'm really proud of where she's at as well. We also have junior Isabel Stern. She was one of the leading hitters I did look at max preps. I saw that she was statistically one of the stronger ace hitters for us, even over Sloan that we had from the outside. She's coming back from injuries, so she's still not where she wants to be. I know she's working to get her strength back up to where she wants to be, but I'm looking for big things from her. She'll be returning for us and starting for us out of the middle. Off the bench, we have junior Bethany Adams. She played, and she's a returning letter winner. She's going to be coming off the bench. She's another one of our middles. You'll see her. I expect big things from her coming through the bench. We have a sophomore who's new to varsity this year, and that's going to be Addie Lamson. She's put in some time in the offseason. Looking for big things from her. She's going to be filling in the backside for us. She's a force to be reckoned with in her own right. Very strong, packs a big punch in a little body. We also have sophomore Lucy Palillo. Her sister was Sophie Palillo, was a DS. Lo and behold, Lucy is going to be a DS for us. If I could duplicate her, she is very much like her sister. She's very strong. She's one of our leaders, put the time in the off season. If there's anybody that runs a sprint, Lucy's in the front line. She's pushing our girls. I can't say enough about Lucy. She's somebody you're going to see a lot from. She throw her body on the floors. There's really little balls that she won't go after defensively. You're going to see a lot from her. Last but not least is our freshman. That's going to be Faith Vencill. You're going to hear a lot of her. She's also my daughter. She's going to be the outside. She is an unbelievable vertical. She jumps out of the gym. She puts time in the off season. The girls go crazy. I'm extremely proud of what the girls have done as far as embracing her and allowing her to fill these big shoes. Faith puts the ball down and the girls just go nuts. So I'm very happy with where Faith is at, just filling in roles as a freshman. She doesn't look like a freshman out there on the floor, but you're going to hear big things from her and you're going to see big things from Faith. She doesn't look like a freshman, but she jumps out of the gym and she puts the ball down.
Graduated 5 seniors last year, and that's a pretty big class to graduate.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there were a lot of great leaders in that class as well.
Yeah.
How much do you see the legacy, the footprints of their leadership on the players that you're going to lean on this year to be a leader?
When you lose 2 big outsides, that's a big chunk that you're missing. So when we came in through the summer, we knew, and we discussed a lot about that. We talk about goals. And when we had and discussed what we wanted, we knew that those were going to be some of the big holes that we needed to fill. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm extremely happy with where we're at. We have McKenna Rhodes and we have Faith Vencill that have already filled those shoes. So I'm going to be I really don't think we're going to see a whole lot missing from that. I look back at stats too. You have Isabel Stern, who was leading in aces coming out of the middle. So I really think that overall we're going to be okay, even without those voids. As far as the DS position, we have McKenna, who's just defensively, she without a doubt was the leading defensive player for Edgewood. We lost 2 DSs in Stalter and Palillo. We're going to have that in McKenna anyway, and we have Lucy Palillo that's stepping up. And I don't think we're going to defensively hurt too bad with those 2 losses. So overall, I think the voids that we lost, we're going to be able to replace with the growth that we have. So the future for us is bright, not only with the girls that we've been able to replace with the losses that we have, but because we're young. So I only have 1 senior that technically plays on the floor. So, if you really look at that in not just this year, but going into next year, the strength is wonderful. I mean, being able to replace McKenna next year is going to be something different. But as of right now, and then looking into my future, I mean, Edgewood looks good.
Let's talk about your schedule, and we obviously have to start with your conference. And we know from basketball, baseball, softball seasons that this conference is very good, very competitive. What do you expect out of your conference this year, and what are some ways that you think Edgewood can really contend at the top of it?
Well, obviously Jefferson's going to be a tough one for us. Jefferson's, they're packing a lot of punch and hitters, and defensively they're good as well. So I know that Jefferson's going to be point for point. It's going to be a battle. But let's be honest, anytime that you're playing in county in these rivalries, these gyms, they pack, it's when you're playing in county, these gyms pack the house. So, you're no longer having to travel so far where, you only have a handful of fans. So, and a lot of these places are doing like theme nights, and, they're packing the entire stands with kids. So that changes the atmosphere, and it changes the emotions, and it changes the way that the outcome of the games are. So when you have in-county rivalries like that, it changes so much. So I'm going to tell you that game to game, and it doesn't matter who you're playing, it can change what's happening out there on the floor. So I'm not taking anything for granted counting wise. But I know Jefferson's going to be a battle for us. I know Geneva's always going to be a battle for us. But I'm looking forward to it. I mean, if it's not a challenge, I mean, what are we playing for, right? So I'm ready to battle, and I'm looking forward to every single game that we have on our schedule. Out of conference games, I know we have South Range. They're pretty sound, and they've got they're usually coached pretty well. So I'm looking forward to the out of conference match I have there. I also have Chardon, which is an out of conference match. I'm looking forward to that's a try match I have. I'm looking forward to seeing them. Hopefully they'll help to prepare me, in the off season. We also still have Perry on our schedule, which is an out of conference match. And let's be honest, that's always a great match for us too. So I'm looking forward to that as well. And we know that that's going to be a battle point for point.
How much have you seen this schedule really prepare your girls for what they're going to face come tournament time? I mean, that's the point. You have to build a schedule that's going to prepare you for the tournaments. That's the whole goal. So how have you seen that happen?
Well, my schedule is tough as it is. My scrimmage schedule right now is also tough. We've got a hard scrimmage schedule. I mean, I even got Kirtland, Mayfield. We got West G, got Berkshire. The schedule that Steve has and what he's put on the schedule for us is tough as it is. We've got Maplewood in here. Like I said, he put South Range in here. He put Perry, which I'm glad he didn't take them off the schedule. So as far as the schedule itself, and as well as I do, even the in-county, going back to the old NEC, what we have with the CVC, this is going to be a tough schedule. So, and Jefferson's extremely tough. So I'm looking forward to this year and ready to battle. I know it's going to be tough.
Since it's our first year with you, I want you to kind of talk about your volleyball journey and how you got into volleyball coaching and what kind of things you love so much about it that keep you coming back to coach this sport.
Well, I started my career in 2001. Most of the people that know me know that. I started off coaching with Steph Kubek back at St. John's. This is going to be entering my 23rd year in coaching. I coach year round. I don't have an off season. I coach boys. I coach girls. Steph and I, we went to districts many, many years ago and, couldn't get past to a sectional game. And, we looked at why. And, at the time we didn't have club ball around us. And, we started Club Ashtabula. We're going to be coming up on 20 years of that. And, one of the reasons that, I got into coaching was, I looked back at my athletic career and, I wanted to be vested in my community. And, one of the things that kept me, grounded and kept me involved and kept me pretty much out of trouble was playing sports. And, I want to be able to do that for other kids. And I want to have opportunities for other kids and provide opportunities for kids in this area. And I want to be vested in my community and give kids opportunities that once weren't available when I was their age. You didn't have club ball that was available back when I was their age. And, it gives them an edge. It gives them, a lot. It's a whole year's experience outside of, regular season. And it matters, when they're out there on the court, and you can see the kids that put the time in the off season when they're coming back into the gym, and it changes the game. And, that this is what you're seeing, when you get into high school, this is what is putting the battles out there on that court and making those long volleys is because these kids are putting the time in there, and it's because they're putting the experience. It's the experience that's showing out on the court. And to me, that's what I love. That's what drives me. And I'm proud to be a part of that. And I'm proud to know that, I'm helping those kids give that edge. But not only that, I love coaching. I love being a part of kids. I love knowing that, they're better when they leave me, and, that I'm a part of something better than myself, and, that I'm able to give back to kids.
How would you define your coaching philosophy and culture that you've installed into this Edgewood program?
Well, Edgewood itself has a family. We are family. That's something that Edgewood has already adapted before I came there. So that's something that we already incorporated. We're putting it on the back of our shirts, one team, one family. So that's something that I embrace because it was something that was already a part of the culture at Edgewood. Myself, if you don't know me, the kids will tell you I'm all about court presence. I'm very vocal. I'm very much involved. I like to be involved in pretty much any success that they have have, as well as their failures. So, I'm very much, I celebrate their successes. I'm on the sideline. You're going to see me cheering. You're going to see me up and down that court as soon as they do something right. I'm very much about communication, trust. It builds trust, and it builds, a relationship that, is it speaks volumes to the kids that are coming up into the program. So, I'm very much about court presence and teaching court presence. We as coaches, we obviously volunteer our time, and because we give that time and we build that communication and teach that court presence, we read between those lines. We read what's there, between the lines, and we see that raw talent. We help to build that. But for me, it's really about the court presence and communication, which builds trust.
Before we let you go, I do want to give you a chance to go over your coaching staff and all the people that are behind you that make this volleyball program what it is, because we know that coaches get the interviews and they get the limelight, but you don't do it alone, and we know that. So we want to give you the chance to shout out the people that are behind you that make this volleyball program what it is.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for my coaching staff. I say that all the time. I'm very fortunate. I have an assistant varsity coach, and that's Stephanie Kubek. We've been together for a long time. I'm very thankful that I have her. I have a JV coach, Riley DeGeorge. I'm very thankful for her. She played in college, brings a lot of knowledge with her. Tiffany Salinas, my 8th grade coach, coaches with me with Club Ashtabula. And then I have Jana Burke, Longhofer, who's my 7th grade coach, also coaches with Club Ashtabula. Lo and behold, you're going to hear another Vencill. I have a volunteer, Jordan Vencill. I swear she's a utility and coaches with pretty much every staff, but she's on my volunteer staff. And then I also have Stephanie Marcy. She's on my volunteer staff. She's been with me a long time, coached with me at the junior high. So I have her as well.
If there wasn't a Vencill on staff, I'd be worried.
No doubt.
Coach, what I want to do before we end this is just give the Edgewood fans the first game. They can come watch you guys and see the Lady Warriors play on the court.
Our first game, it's going to be away. We play on the 21st, and it's going to be with St. John's. And then our first home game is going to be August 23rd, and it's with PV. I'm going to support.
All right, Warrior fans, we know that you come out in droves, so get out there, support this volleyball team. You heard where you can go. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us and talk to us about this Edgewood program that we're so excited to cover all year, and we wish you the best of luck. We can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you, and thank you for all you do. We really appreciate you.